Welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. The 3 keys to your success is just moments away. Here's your host, Brian Kelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind Body Business Show. I have the most invigorating, exciting, talented, amazing, if I said that already, it's true, twice squared guest coming on in just moments from now. Why am I so excited? Because this young woman has been there and done that when it comes to trainings and certifications and in taking action and putting her knowledge to use. And she is an expert in the field of mindset, specifically neuro-linguistic programming, among others. I cannot wait to bring her on. Stay on right now. The Mind Body Business Show. What is that all about? Well, in my now 55 years on this planet, the last decade or so, I finally began to study just successful people. What made them tick? How did they get where they were? How did they continue to rise above everyone else? How did they fall and then rise back up even faster? And what I found in studying these successful people, both people that I knew personally and those that I read books from and that I saw in seminars and networking events, is 3 patterns continue to crop up every single time. And you might guess where those come in. And that is, yes, in the mind, the body, and the business, the areas of, and mind being mindset. And that's why I'm so excited, because really your mindset is the foundation for where you are today. Your success or lack thereof is a direct result of that thing on top right there, that you all have, that big, beautiful mind. And the wonderful thing is it can be altered to help you, to serve you, and it can be reprogrammed. And our guest tonight is an absolute expert in this field. And this is really, truly the beginning of the rest of your life if you really hone in, if you listen intently, and if you take notes of what she is talking about. And we'll get to her very, very shortly. And then there's body. To a person that I studied that had achieved a high level of success, they also took care of their body. And that means both physically by doing, you know, that 5-letter word called exercise. Yeah, I get it. It's more than 5 letters. And by putting proper nutrition into your body, both liquid and both food and liquid. And the third being business. That is multifaceted. There are things like sales, marketing, team building, scaling, leadership. The list goes on and on and on. And they had mastered all 3 of these areas. Now, when it comes to business, it's nearly impossible to master every facet of business. There are just too many. And the good news there is what you want to master very quickly is that one skill set of leadership so that you can scale your business, bring in help, those that have the skill sets that you need, that it would take a lifetime to learn them at a deep level for one person. And so that is another skill set. And speaking of success and skill sets, another great attribute that I found of very successful people is, to a person, they were voracious readers. They read books, and not just any book, books that were empowering in personal development and business, you name it. And with that, I'd like to briefly segue into a little segment I love to call bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, there you see it right there. reachyourpeaklibrary.com on the screen. And for those of you watching, here's a little tip. Instead of taking that mouse and cursor and keyboard and going and looking at these resources as we give them to you, don't do that. Instead, take out that old-fashioned thing. Remember this? Paper and a pen, and take notes. And then later, after the show is over, you can revisit those resources. And here's why I say that. The reason is because the magic happens in the room. When Sniny comes on, she is going to be a wealth of information and value and knowledge. And it would be a disservice to you if you were to take your gaze away from her and your mind away from what she is saying and looking at other things as she's talking, because it won't integrate with you at a deep level as it needs to. And so stay with us in the room, virtual, in the room, to the end. If you're watching, stay with us video. If you're listening on a podcast, just concentrate and take notes. All right, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. I literally created this resource with you, the entrepreneurs looking for success, in mind. And what it is a collection of books I personally have read, every single one in here. And there's actually quite a few more that I have not updated this site in a while. There are about 40 or so. It's a good place to get you started if you haven't yet begun your journey in reading and reading good books. And if you have already, you might find another book in here that you have yet to read that you could just pick out, knowing that at least one other successful entrepreneur has vetted it. That way you're not throwing a dart blindly at the board of all these books that you see out there, not knowing if the time you're going to spend reading it is well spent or not. And so that is the reason I put this resource together for you. It is not a money-making website. It was never intended to be. All those links go straight to Amazon, so you can purchase any type you want, Kindle, Audible, etc. It's up to you. Whatever works best for you, that is there for you. And speaking of being there for you, it is time to bring on that one person I cannot wait to share with you, and that is Sniny Unsal. She is coming on right now. Here we go.
It's time for the guest expert spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there she is, the one, the only, Sniny Unsal. And I have to tell you all before Sniny really comes on, this is the most energetic, amazing, positive individual I've met in a long time. And I can't wait to share her with you. How are you doing, Sniny?
I am shining, certainly.
I love it. I love it.
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate the warm welcome.
You're very welcome. And we got to spend a little bit of time before the show getting to know each other. And I got excited immediately. And I told you that very thing. I couldn't wait to bring you on. Before we go deep into it just yet, I wanted to remind everyone who's watching live that if you stay on to the end of this show, then we will give you away. You can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico or of a resort of your choosing. All you have to do is stay on to the end. And this is sponsored by our wonderful friends at powertexting.com. They provide this for us. And just in case there's any question going through your mind, this is not one of those vacations where you show up and then you get shanghaied into a room and they give you a half a day pitch on a timeshare. It is not that. It is as if you paid full for the trip. And I know this for a fact because the very sponsors themselves have tested it, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times, and said it was phenomenal every time. So I cannot wait. We give one away every single show. So now to formally and properly introduce this beautiful young lady to my left, Sniny Unsal is an award-winning creator of NeuroShine technology. I can't wait to go deep into that. She's also a 40 under 40 most influential award recipient, a licensed NLP trainer, love that, an ICF certified coach, an ICF accredited professional coach trainer, and a seasoned communication expert. She is committed to helping people combine the power of their mind with the wisdom of their heart to discover their truth for success. These are powerful words, ladies and gentlemen. She is the founder of the Academy of NeuroShine Technology. We're going to get deep into that. The author of the book, You Are a Star, Shine. And there it is. And a top-rated professor at UCLA Extension teaching leadership communication strategies and emotional intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the multi-talented Sniny Unsal. Yes.
I love it. I feel like this is the moment to come to the stage and shine under the light.
And you are doing it just exactly that. You are on the stage and you are shining. There's no doubt. And the thing I love so much is your background in the area of mind and working on the mind. And it's all proven technology. You're certified in NLP, as am I. And you have taken it to a far deeper level than I have. I mean, this young lady has shared the stage with Gary Vaynerchuk, with Les Brown. She learned under the creator of NLP itself, and that's Richard Bandler. And this woman didn't, and she has way more certifications than I could ever tell you on this one show. The cool thing with that is she understands the motto of learn, do, and teach. She doesn't just learn and throw it up on the shelf and do nothing with it. She also implements it, executes it for her clients and for others, and then she teaches it and trains it. She runs the gamut, and I'm so excited to have you on, Shiny. I cannot tell you. Goosebumps.
Yay. I love it.
So what I love to do is to get into the mind, and I know you won't mind that, of successful people like yourself. The bio speaks volumes of your accolades and your achievements. And that's on the surface. And what I like to do is dig a little deeper into that beautiful brain of yours and see what is it in there that makes you tick, what helps to make you successful, so that others can model you in ways that fit them. And so I like to start it off by going through a little scenario. Like if you're anything like me and you wake up in the morning and you're a little groggy, some people just jump to their feet. Maybe that's you. And then, my feet swing around, hit the floor. I'm starting to come to and realize the day is ahead. And personally, I get excited. And I know I can only imagine what you're doing, Shiny. And so for a lot of people, though, staying positive and really excited about each and every day can be a struggle. And if they don't know the proper mindset techniques, it may still continue to be a struggle. For you, though, when you wake up, what is it that truly, to your core, motivates you, makes you happy and excited for the next day that's about to come upon you?
Absolutely. My very simple answer to that question is I start my day with this simple statement. I love my life. That's how I start my day. And I make sure that before my feet hit the ground, I say to myself out loud that I can also myself. I literally say it, I love my life. That is more than enough to motivate me to begin a day of service, of love, of growth, and of contribution. Why does it motivate me? Because when I say I love my life, I am actually making a huge statement, and I am sharing my commitment and my love for the life that I have, that I was. And that is about gratitude. That is about my joy, my commitment for the day, the ownership of the day. This is my day, and then I love it. I am alive. I came to a point where I really needed to question the meaning of my life. Years ago, when I lost my father to a heart attack, I faced not being alive. I saw it right in front of my eyes, and it was tragic. When you experience something that deep, when you really need to go deep and ask yourself questions like, what is the meaning of life? Why am I alive? Like, why do I do this life? You really dig and come out with clear answers. And that's where I am today. I have a very clear answer. I have a very clear connection and communication with my life, that I promised my life that I was going to love it every single day. And that's what I am doing right now, so that my life loves me back. Does that make sense?
That's phenomenal. It makes total sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Appreciate that.
That's my answer.
Yeah, one of the things I love amongst many about you is, here's the thing. I have actually encountered quite a number of other quote unquote NLP practitioners where it is all about mindset and about, instilling permanent change within your mind. And one of those is to remain positive, even in the midst of negativity. And we're all human. So we're going to go through some very short spurts of negativity. Yeah. It's like you say, one of the key elements are being aware and then making the change, right?
Yes.
And so awareness is number one. That's the key, first and foremost. And the beautiful thing with you is you walk the walk. I have seen, and maybe you have too, all too many neuro-linguistic programming practitioners talk about all that. And then I go watch and look what they're saying on Facebook, and it's spewing negativity. And I'm like, what happened? You're supposed to be, you're not practicing what you preach. And it kind of blows my mind when I see these things. You, on the other hand, you exude it, you live it, you breathe it. It is you. And so I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. And it does actually make a difference when you teach it. I am somebody who teach NLP. I am the one who certifies those practitioners and master practitioners. When you only go to a training and then when you get certified as a practitioner or a master practitioner, you are not, if you're not really practicing it as your business, then you may just put it on the side. You might as well forget about it. To me, it's my mission, hashtag on a mission. That's my world. That's my life. I teach it. So that's why my mind thinks about it all the time. My heart beats for it all the time. My life is lived for that all the time. So to me, it's my purpose. It's my life purpose. And that's why, as someone who really values integrity, I always ask myself, are you walking the talk? Are you really doing whatever you are teaching? Are you preaching? And it's not easy, Brian. I totally understand some people might fall back in terms of their practice sometimes. And that reminds us the importance of repetition. You got to repeat it, because you will forget. The brain works in a different way. The brain is going to require repetition because there is so much information going on. This brain has capacity. This brain is going to stop at some point and is going to get the information. Whichever is the most fresh information, that's what the brain cares about. If it is not fresh, the brain forgets. So that's why you got to repeat it. You got to keep it fresh.
And it's true in everything in life, isn't it? The key to mastery is repetition. Let's take sports. I often go to that metaphor, like the best of the best who ever played, let's say basketball, they got there through repetition, lots and lots and lots of repetition. There is no difference when it comes to business. If you're practicing a certain vocation, the more you do it and the more experience you gather from it, then the better the results will be for your clients. And then, of course, your business will grow as a result. I want to give a quick shout out to several people that are saying hi on LinkedIn. We got Jose Baeza. Thank you for coming on. Hello to you. Mr. Biz Ken Wentworth, who was a past guest on our show. He's an amazing guy. I love his backstory. Claudia Costa. And we have Christopher Rausch, my good friend Christopher Rausch. Was just on the phone with him earlier today. Jeffrey Plowetz. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that properly. And yes, how to get training with Shiny. Claudia's asking. That's a great segue. Thank you for asking, Claudia. Let's answer that right now. What I'd like to do, Shiny, is give you the opportunity to really talk about your Academy of Neuroshine Technology. How do people get connected with you? How can they start on their path of training with you and become this glowing, shiny person just like you? How, what would be their first step?
The first step would be to go to my website, shinyunsal.com. I have free content that they can download, they can study, they can order my book. I have online courses that they can buy, very affordable, and they can start already studying neurolinguistic programming from my very entertaining and educating online video courses. They can also find it on my website. And if they want to take it to another level where they really want to master their mindset, and if they really want to learn how the brain works, what are the 5 steps that can either make you or break you in terms of your mindset? If you really want to understand how to master your communication, if you want to become someone who can speak from the heart and still confront with respect with other people when you feel like there is something wrong and you need to really speak up, these are all possible. You can still be your lovely, shiny self and stand up for whatever is true for you. And that's why I created my Academy of Neuroshine Technology. So that academy offers in-person, hands-on certifications in neurolinguistic programming, and also in terms of neurolinguistic programming, if you're not using it professionally, you might forget it, right? Like we discussed with Brian, it requires repetition. And for that reason, I created my own methodology which I named Neuroshine Technology. And Neuroshine Technology is going to teach you NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, as a coach. So you will come out from my trainings both as a licensed, certified practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming from the person who created NLP, Dr. Richard Bandler. He is going to create the certifications and he's going to literally FedEx them to me. I'm going to put my own signature and I'm going to let you know your certification is here. And at the same time, my Neuroshine technology is also fully approved by International Coach Federation. So for those of you who are not familiar with International Coaching Federation, ICF, they are the authority in the field of coaching. You know how coaching industry is not regulated by government? So International Coaching Federation stands up and fills that role. If you really want to become a certified coach at the highest levels in the world, then you really need to go through ICF's certification program. And to go through ICF certification program, first you need to go through an ICF approved coach training. And my trainings, my NLP trainings, are fully approved by ICF as well. So what it means, if you went to my website already, shinyunsal.com, if you checked out the online courses and the book and the free resources, and if you already decided on the NLP and coach training page that you want to further your studies and you want to come get certified, here is your advantage. I am proud to share with all of you who are watching or listening that I created the one and only neurolinguistic programming certification training from Dr. Richard Bandler in the world that is also approved by ICF. So within 7 days, you get both certifications, both NLP, and you come out as a coach. This is the unique thing I created with my Neuroshine technology, and I'm so proud because otherwise you would be paying whatever you're paying for an NLP training, which is somewhere between $4,000 to $6,000, and then you would be paying another $7,000 to $8,000 to become a coach, a certified coach at the ICF level, because that is what it is. I combined the two and then I offered to the world at the price of one. I am really proud to be able to do that. And I'm also very proud to combine 10 very different, powerful disciplines in this Neuroshine technology. So what are they? What do you study when you come to my trainings at Academy of Neuroshine Technology? Basically, you study NLP, right? Neuro-linguistic programming. That changed my life and that changed everybody else's lives that I was able to touch. And then coaching, obviously, advanced coaching strategies that are approved by ICF. You study neuroscience because learning NLP may not be enough. It was not enough for me. I needed to understand the science behind it. That's why I went to UCLA. I studied neuroscience, and now I'm able to explain all the brain and all the science behind it and how the mind is so powerful. So apart from neuroscience, you also study heart science. Have you ever heard such a thing? There is something called heart science. The heart has a science, and it's mind-blowing how powerful heart is. For example, the heart sends much more information to the brain than the brain does send to the heart. That's very important to know. There is a very big connection between the brain and the heart, and that's what we cover in my trainings. We also talk about quantum physics, because when I was studying neuroscience, I was also very interested in quantum physics, and I realized that, the most unique part of us and the single element that we all have is energy. And energy can be broken down to its components. And then at the end, at the bottom, we are all going to find energy. And energy has its own science with quantum physics. There is way too many things that you can find in quantum physics. The important part is that how it relates to human behaviors, how it relates to the way you think. Like, why do you need to understand quantum physics in order to understand yourself? So those are the things that I cover in my trainings. And then I talk about metaphysics and how we can actually think about the things that we are not visibly seeing and why is that important. And then we talk about also emotional intelligence. I am a proud course author of emotional intelligence at UCLA Extension. There are 5 skills that you can score and improve your emotional intelligence. We talk about that because NLP can be used to improve your emotional intelligence. And then we also talk about leadership. Like, there are leadership skills. Coaching is used to improve your leadership skills. And then we talk about leadership communication strategies. And we also talk about something called really, really amazing cosmology, because cosmology is the part where you understand what the universe is all about. Okay, we went to the very bottom and then we studied quantum physics and the energy, right? Why do we have all this energy between ourselves, and how does it relate to us as humans, and how does it relate to the universe that we live in? And that's why you also want to understand cosmology. When you understand cosmology, when you put it together with quantum physics, when you put it together with metaphysics and heart science and neuroscience, and then when you also add emotional intelligence and leadership communication strategies, NLP and coaching, and lastly, positive psychology, those are the 10 disciplines that are going to empower you. And at the end of the 7-day trainings that I teach, you come out as the most empowered, as the most aware, as the highest version of yourself. And then you are set for life. You have all of these skills. You know how to think. You learn how to think. You learn how to think, and then you have the empowerment. And that's what helped me. If I can do it from a little town in Turkey, and now living my dreams here in Los Angeles, and living my life and creating a business on purpose, changing lives, I'm sure everybody who's watching can do it. Right, Brian? I think everybody can do it. I think it's really the mind game, the mindset game. And that's why my NeuroShine technology actually aims to empower individuals to combine the power of their mind with the wisdom of their heart, so that they can tap into their truth, their moments of truth that I name as NeuroShine moments.
Oh my goodness. I personally have writer's cramp, and that's a good thing. So everybody knows.
Whoa, okay.
I don't just preach it. I also do it.
You do that. Okay, so then let me just give you one more note to this, because my mind is now reminding me you didn't explain what NeuroShine moment is. So let me just briefly explain that as well for everyone who's watching. NeuroShine represents, we have aha moments, Brian. You go like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. So that aha moment is a NeuroShine moment in my terminology.
Got it.
And the reason I named it as NeuroShine is because your 100 billion neurons in your beautiful brain, they are exchanging information. And at that specific moment of truth, that realization, there is measurable electrical and chemical brain activity that is going on that we can measure and then we can see. That's the electrical part of the neuron activity that I refer as the neuron shine. Neurons are shining. So it's a NeuroShine moment. Makes sense?
Absolutely. It's perfect. And I love how it's all integrated and included in not only your name, but your brand. And that's also genius. Going back to your academy, I have never seen anything so comprehensive. And I've met many people in the industry. I know some that run their own academies. There is nothing that comes close to this. And I was getting excited listening to you, because having been through NLP myself and going through some advanced trainings that were basically business centric, not just personal development in NLP, I have dabbled and touched and experienced quantum physics, which was mind blowing by itself. And then you
Right.
went into metaphysics, emotional intelligence, which is huge, especially if you're in business. You need to know, you have to be aware emotionally of others as well. Leadership skills, like that one by itself, could by itself be worth whatever you're charging. Because
Exactly.
when you learn proper leadership skills, you can scale any business to any size you wish. Cosmology, I mean, that's a new one. I've not, as far as integrating it into this type of frame. Heart science, I had not heard of that. You know, who was it? Is it Deepak Chopra? I can never say his name right.
Deepak Chopra.
Thank you. I do that every time. Deepak Chopra, you know, basically said that every cell in your being is listening into your mind. They're all interconnected. And so that made total sense when you described the heart science, your heart sends signals and more to it than the brain back. And I can only imagine what a breakthrough, as they would call it in NLP, people would have going through your courses. And so I have a question about your courses, and that is, when they go and order and go through the online material before they attend in person, is there any kind of time limit that they have until they come and see you in person that they must, or do they have to refresh their learning from the online courses, or how does that work?
There isn't, actually, because I understand that everybody has their own time and everybody is there in their own space in their life. So there is no time limit. They can go order the online courses, and then whatever they see on my website, the online courses are mostly about NLP. So all of these 10 disciplines that I mentioned to you, all the cosmology, positive psychology, heart science, they are new within the last, 4 or 5 years. And I am now teaching and integrating those to my hands-on trainings. But the online courses are mostly NLP, communication, goal setting, effective tools, and, assumption busting and things like that. And that's why they can do it on their own pace. And then there's no time limit. They can come and get their training whenever they want. I
love that. And NLP, in my mind, no pun intended, is really the cornerstone, the baseline, the foundation. It's a great place to start. It's a powerful place to start. And I love how you've structured this. We were talking before we came on live, and I was curious, it is almost impossible to do certification training courses virtually, meaning online through Zoom and other things. I've seen other companies that do it. I've not actually witnessed and gone through it, but I can't see how there would be any substitute. There's no way to substitute being right there, because we're doing physical anchoring, touching.
That's right.
And you have to be very in tune to a person's physiology, their breathing patterns, everything that goes with NLP that may not be as evident if you're looking at a screen. You can't hear or feel anyone's breath, for instance, if you get that close. That's right. The energy is different. Everything's different. So I love how you've structured this, how you start off with an online course for NLP, which I've taken after doing the physical course with my mentor. I thought, okay, I see how this can work. That's really actually pretty brilliant. You can do this. It is best, though, if you have another physical being to do this with. So, and I know you know that. And so what locations do you open this academy training to? Because I know you're all over the place, and maybe a calendar of when you're going to be where. Is that available on your site, or do you know?
It is available on my site, yes. And it is actually coming up very soon on March 28th here in Los Angeles, California. We begin on March 28th, and we go 7 days, but there is a 1-day break, because otherwise too much information. We don't want the brains to get fried. And that's why we have a 1-day break to, give brains some space to cool off. March 28th, 29th, 30th, April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And I understand there is some sort of a fear in the public about coronavirus. Oh my God, is it a good time? It's always a good time. It's just where the mind goes, energy flows. It's about the focus. It's about what you do with your attention. And that's actually number one, the first principle that I teach in my trainings, what you do with your focus, where you pay attention, and how you use your brain to create meanings. And that's why I highly, highly recommend everyone to check out my website and to come meet me and hopefully take the training, join the training, and get certified.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that whole thing up, because the mind is so powerful that most people aren't aware of just how powerful it is. And NLP, I personally believe, is just giving us a tiny glimpse into its sheer power, but it's a massive, powerful glimpse. And you can literally script your own life. I'm not saying day by day, word by word, hour by hour, anything like that, but you can script your results and figure out what your results are going to be, and you can have that programmed, and you do the work. So someone like Sniny would just guide you through it. It's, you're awake the whole time. It's not hypnosis, NLP direct. There are hypnosis pieces to it, but you'll find out quickly just how powerful this science is, as I did. I mean, I'm sure you get this all the time. I was one of those. I was sitting there. I still am. I'm cautious with what goes into my mind. And when someone says you're going to reprogram your mind, I've got flags. Red flags are waving everywhere. And I did back then. And then what really took me over the edge, and this might help other people to then reach out to you, Sniny, and that's why I'm bringing it up, is that when they started talking about hypnosis from stage, they're like, whoa. I just remember that my mom said, be very, very careful of that. You don't want them to change your belief system, and hypnosis do that. Well, very craftily and very integrity based, the speaker told us not just that you cannot change someone's belief system. They went through examples of those that had tried in the past and failed, and made it to the point where you cannot change anyone's belief system through hypnosis, because all hypnosis is self hypnosis.
Exactly.
And so your subconscious will not allow anything to change unless your value system is in alignment. So that freed me. I cannot tell you the liberation. I said, let's do this. I'm in. Where do I sign up? Let's do NLP. And I went all in. I mean, every advanced course, everything I could do. And I have zero regrets looking back. I spent that large amount of money you're talking about, and there was no federation. What's it called? The ICF federation was not involved. But I went through advanced training and included speaking from stage, and that was the moneymaker for me. But all of it, Sniny, I'm with you. I'm trying to help those that might be on the fence wondering, because there are those that are just uncertain. And when it comes to this they call it a pandemic, and I don't want to be. I want to be sensitive to those that it truly does affect. And so far, it seems to be those that are around their 80s and are not in good health already. Those that are less or younger and in good health, you'll get sick, you'll feel horrible like the flu, and you'll get over it. And so for yours, I mean, I can't imagine what is your tip? What would an attendance number of people be at a facility that you run these at? What's the max?
I kept them at 20 anyways. 20 is max. Yeah. So there is nothing to worry about.
It's a great number too.
And seriously, because I mean, it's the possibilities, right? You have more possibilities of being fearful of anything else. If you're concerned about your health, you have other possibilities, like higher possibilities. So it's just like the media. It's way too much attention right now. That's why we are very, very fearful. It's not completely what's going on, like literally, generally. So it's really important to be able to like come look at everything from a bigger perspective, like use cosmology at this point. Like go to the universe and become the universe and see it from a big picture. Look at the numbers, like what's going on? Are people dying from the flu? Are people dying from coronavirus? What are the percentages? This one is like 20%. Coronavirus is like 3%. Right. Oh, and affecting, 80 years and older. And if you have healthy, if you have health, and if you have a healthy immune system, that you are younger, you're good, in good health, you take care of yourself, you don't need to worry about it. You just go live your life. Just like, don't pay attention to it. It's just where the mind goes, energy flows. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. I have a similar, and just be smart and be aware that, your actions could impact someone who is 80 years old or up. And so, go ahead and always wash your hands. I mean, this is good practice anyway, no matter if Corona is out or not. It's just what we're going through right now. And it's unfortunate that it's gotten the media stirred up and gone, causing panic and fear that I think is unwarranted in greater parts of the story. But
let's also be cognizant of those who are susceptible to it, and at least
Yes.
But for the purpose of coming to Shiny's thing, just go. That's all I'm going to tell you. We'll give you.
Totally. I would love you to be responsible for your own decisions and everything. And at the same time, what I'm inviting you to see is that it's a lot of media. Whatever the attention is, pulling you away from, that's what's going on. I just want you to be aware.
And just recognize, everyone watching and listening, that after you go through Shiny's course, you can have the same result. Listen to her. Does she sound nervous, scared? Is she hesitant to move forward with her business? Not at all. Not in the least, because her mind, she has worked with it. She has worked on it in depth. And as you could, if you listened just a little while ago, you can see in many different areas that make her far head and shoulders above most practitioners. I'm going to say all that I've ever met, because in my personal experience, no one has come close to doing this combination of mind work with you. And I've not gone through her course. I can just tell this woman is someone you want to be involved with. You want to get in touch with her, have a conversation. At the very minimum, go to her site and get her recorded NLP sessions. That'll do nothing but help you. That's all.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
And when you go to our website, there's a video near the bottom, and you can see the essence of Shiny. This woman is fun-loving, loves life, and she's exuberant and shows it. And the moment she came on camera, about a half hour before we started the show, what did I see? One of these, big old smile. And we weren't even seeing each other at that moment. I could see her. She didn't know that. It was kind of gray when you first pop in. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait. And so here's the thing for everyone. If you're sitting the fence, if you have those limiting beliefs about mind work and mindset, all I encourage you to do is take the first step and take action and connect with her. And we'll give you that information in just a moment, exactly how to do that. And connect with Shiny. You can see the kind of person she is. She's going to answer your questions. There's no hard sell tactics going into it. She's just going to present you the information to give you the opportunity to make the right decision for yourself, which is going to be ultimately, I want to take a step forward with this woman, because it'll only change your life in every way, in positive ways that you could ever imagine. I only know because I've been through 1/10 of the training through NLP. And it has been an absolute, complete, and total change of my life as a result. And I was one of the hugest skeptics you could ever see. And so I just want to put that out there for those that might have questions. Hey, reach out to me if you want. I will send you to Shiny. I am not an active practitioner at the moment. I'm not. And even if I was, I think I'd say go to hers anyway, because of the 10, the NeuroShine technology is pretty remarkable.
Thank you.
It's just, and look, there was, this show is not about pitching products, services, or anything like that. Never has been, never will. If someone comes on and I see that there's somebody who can help immensely, I'm going to shout it and her from the rooftops. And I've done it in the past. And so the show isn't a commercial for her or her services. It is a way to help you to achieve success, both personally and in business. That's what NLP and all of the other 9 aspects of her program will help you to do. And I speak from experience of just doing 1/10 of it again. And it has been, I love life like I never did before, Shiny. And when I went through NLP, I didn't even know how to interact properly with people. I loved people, I always had, but I didn't know how to communicate properly. And just that one thing, building rapport, has changed. I love people, and now I get to express it and have fun with it in an integrity way. You ever go up in an elevator and it's dead quiet and there's 10 people there? I'm that one that says something first, and not to be, sometimes a little joke and get people laughing, but it breaks the tension. And for, a 3-minute ride, we all become friends, and they all leave smiling. And, you had some part to do with improving their life. That's the beauty.
Right. That's the whole point, to make them smile and to make it a little bit better, because you exist.
And this young lady, I don't know if I said it earlier, if I repeat, because I'll just do it because repetition is the key to mastery, has shared the stage with the likes of Gary Vaynerchuk, with Les Brown, and she's trained with Tony Robbins. She's been around the block when it comes to business. She is a doer, not just sitting in the crowd. She's been on stage, mic'd up, and there are pictures and proof of it all over on the website. That should tell you, if nothing else, that she is out there. She is doing this 100%. This is her vocation. She loves to help people. And I bring that up because there are many out there. Yes, it might be their main vocation, but they're not out there like Sniny is, not as committed that I've seen. And I just wanted to, if you're out there looking to choose for, to have someone to be that person to help you, right now, as it stands, I would point to Sniny, and I have not seen her training one bit. It's just
it's amazing. Like I literally am amazed, like listening to you and how wholeheartedly you are telling me all of those things. I truly appreciate that, Brian. Seriously, This is very, very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think it's, and I appreciate you saying that, but it's deserved.
Yeah.
You put in an ungodly amount of time and money, I'm certain, for all that certification work that you went through. And then to take it and step out of your comfort zone, which everyone, I mean, even the most polished of speakers still has trepidation before going on stage. And that fear of speaking in public is number one over fear of death when it comes to meetings.
That's true.
And the fact that you've done that time and time again, all the things, you put it all together, and all of these things that I think is genius that you put all these together: quantum physics, heart science, neuroscience, the coaching, leadership, all of it.
It's so needed.
I'm excited talking about it. I literally am. It's phenomenal.
It's so needed. And English is my second language, as you know. I came here in 2011. So I've been doing it since 2011. So not to mention that I am coming from the corporate world, where I used to be an employee. I used to work for somebody else. I had no idea, nothing, not any knowledge about creating a business or becoming an expert. Forget about that. Doing it back in Turkey. I came to LA. And then I started everything here from scratch in another language, in another country, not knowing anything, not knowing anyone, not knowing where to begin.
So the message there is, if she can do it, certainly, and you
can do it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Anybody else can do it. Totally.
Well, Claudia Costa on LinkedIn has been remarking and commenting. Thank you, Claudia. I appreciate you. She said, feeling great energy from you guys, and commenting on a past thing you brought up. Absolutely true. She started to ask the question about coronavirus, and right at that moment we addressed it. So
really? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that was
nice.
That was on the heels of your upcoming training going on. And that's in the LA area? Where is that?
Yeah, it's at Holiday Inn. LAX.
Oh, perfect.
LAX area. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah. So I highly recommend you just go. Just enroll, just sign up, and again, have that chat with her if you need it. I'm sure she will walk you through. 20 people, that's a perfect number. I've been through these trainings myself, and that's like a sweet spot, because you, the practitioner, can then spend enough time with each individual.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If it's too big, there's not enough of you to go around to really give the experience that is warranted, right?
Right on.
And the beautiful part is, I don't know if you do a training in a similar way, but when I went through it, we would pair up and change pairs. And that is the most powerful part of it.
Oh yeah.
That you get to be the one in the quote unquote change chair, and they are the practitioner, and then you switch roles and you become the practitioner. It's so amazing.
That's exactly how it works. For example, there is just one mindset trick or tip or technique.
Yes.
I share it. I show it with someone, and then I put them in pairs, and then they work it on each other, and then they switch pairs. Sometimes there are 3 people, the coach, the client, and the coach's coach, the observer.
Got it.
The observer also gets to observe the coach and the client, and then he or she gives them the feedback. So it's all feedback. It's all learning from each other, different ways of thinking, different ways of doing things, and different ways of receiving feedback. So at the end of 7 days, you can imagine how deep we go, how deep they connected. And I am a facilitator who gave the content, and this whole amazing group of people, they are now in love with each other. They don't want to go home.
You're right. It's totally yes. And you become lifelong friends.
Yeah.
When you
yeah.
go through something like that together, you feel like you're family when you're done.
Yes.
It's and not even when you're done, but all the way through it. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
Of course.
it's the greatest thing.
Community. It's the
the greatest.
community.
Yeah. And can you imagine going through it with somebody as fun loving and as so serious at the same time as Shiny? I mean, you get it all here, and I can't wait. I can't wait to hear back, and I hope you stay in touch, Shiny, after the show, and give some results of how that went. Gosh, honey, Hollywood, I'll have to check my calendar, see if I might drop in unannounced and tell everybody.
Yeah, you may join us. Why don't you join us, Brian?
That would
join
be
yourself.
I'll teach day one for you. Oh, I'm kidding.
That would be awesome. And I forgot to mention something, that the training package that everybody is going to see on my website, it comes with coaching included. This is something that I wish I had when I was taking my NLP trainings. Nobody was there until the training was over. And I had so many questions. Like I implemented this didn't happen. I am working on this, but I have questions. Nobody was around. So I included coaching. So I do mentor coaching after the training is over.
Oh man. And is that like a monthly thing, or?
It's a monthly thing. For level 1, it's 3 months. For level 1 and level 2, there is 6 months of mentor coaching included in the packaging as well.
That is definitely something that is missing from most. I will say that for sure.
Right?
Yeah. I have similar questions. I'm like, okay, I know all these processes, but how do I know when and where and who to apply them on?
Yeah.
When do I do timeline? When do I do, I don't want to give everything away, but when do I do mapping across? When do I do anchoring? When do I do, what situation requires this? And I was always in a question mode, like, okay, I've got the tools, I just don't know how to apply them. This hammer, does that hammer a screw or a nail? How do I, you know what I mean? I was like, I wasn't sure how this all fit. So that's huge.
That is really, really important, because I want to serve. I want people to really get to know themselves. That's what NLP helps me with. I don't know if you are going to agree with me. I got to know myself better. I got to understand, this is how my brain works. I mean, I'm going to ask you guys, if you're watching us, if you're listening to us, answer this question, please. Do you know how your brain works? Simple question, right? It's the #1 organ that takes care of us. Yeah. And how many of us know how it works? How does it work? So it's the most important information that you can know, because if you know how your brain works, now you will know how everybody else's brain works. And so you can reverse engineer it, and then you can use it whenever you need it to your own advantage. Because if you don't know it, then what's going to happen is that automatic process is going to become a block for you. It's going to keep doing everything automatically. And because you don't know it, you have no way to control it. It is controlling you rather than you're controlling it. So it becomes a power game. And that's why I always talk about the power of the mind. There is a power, and you can only tap into that power if you know about that power. So the very, very simple formula, in a way that I can say, I have a formula for change in my Neuroshine technology, and that's very simple. Change equals awareness multiplied by willingness. And awareness requires for you to know. Awareness requires for you to get to understand how your brain works. If you're aware, then by becoming willing to work on it, you can create the change. But if there's no awareness, multiply it by a lot of willingness, a lot of effort, the result is always going to be 0, because awareness is 0. So that is the formula. And you can take this formula and you can actually apply it to every single thing in life: creating a business, creating a relationship, creating and improving your health. If you want to write a book, if you want to create a song, If you want to go shop, do whatever. It's the same formula. Awareness multiplied by willingness. Are you aware? Do you know what you need to do? And if you do, are you willing to do whatever that you know, that you learned? Maybe you're not willing. So then if there's no willingness, you know a lot of things, but and then you don't apply because there's no willingness. Guess what? If you know 100% what you need to do, but if you multiply it with zero willingness, the result is always going to equal zero. So that's why there is a multiplier in between awareness and willingness. So that is the formula. I want everybody to take this formula to home, apply it, use it. It's really powerful.
Could not agree more. This is Sniny Unsal. She's an amazing woman. And listen to what she's saying. And one thing I remember coming out of just NLP training was the amount of confidence that I had was manyfold after completing these courses. It just grew. And I don't think it matters how confident you are in yourself when you start. You're going to be more confident and it's all about certainty in life.
Absolutely.
And the more certain you are about something, the more apt you are to take action. And when you're confident, you're more certain that things are, it's beautiful how it's all intertwined. And you were saying stuff about how, change equals awareness times willingness. And attitudes and things. It's like we like to say from stage, and maybe you say the same thing. You can either let your circumstances drive your attitude and change your attitude, or you can turn that around and have your attitude dictate your circumstances. It's not about what happens to you, or we like to reframe that and say for you. For you. It's how you react.
Exactly.
And it's about being at cause and being, it's just, my gosh. You know what? We could go on all night, and I just looked at the clock. Can you believe it? We are 3 minutes from being done.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just saw it. It's unbelievable. That's what happens when I talk. That's why I can talk for 7, 14 days, 21 days in a row in my trainings. Very, very easy for me.
Oh yeah. And I'm glad you do, because the value and the results people get is worth every word out of your mouth. I mean, that's why you do what you do. Thank you to Claudia Costa, Jeffrey Plowitz. I hope I know I'm saying that wrong, but he said synopsis, neurons, shiny connections. He was repeating.
I love it.
And he also said earlier, I have imprinted the words neurolinguistic programming and new NLP ready. Smiley face. So thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate you coming on. Love all of you from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from all over the place that have come to visit. We're getting near the end, and I cannot believe it. I'm literally a little bit saddened. Yes, passed so fast. That's right, Claudia. It's amazing. And these are comments coming in through LinkedIn. We had one earlier that's a hello from Tracy Irvine. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Tracy, for coming on. I want to give you a shout out as well. And here's the thing. I like to end every show, Sniny, with a special question.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's a very special question in many ways. It's powerful. It's a powerful question. More importantly, the answers I've gotten are more powerful. It's a simple, quick question, yet the answers I've gotten so far have been profound. And there's no competition here, so nothing to fret about. But before I run into and jump over to that, I did promise something to our viewers, and I want to also reveal a gift from you.
Yes.
But before that, I want to let everyone know exactly how they can win that 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort in Mexico, or a resort of your choosing. And this is all brought to us by powertexting.com. And so this is the time where we both give you permission to very temporarily take your gaze and bring out your cell phone, because here's how you enter. If you're not already watching on your phone, you want to bring up your texting app and enter the number as if you're going to text to this person. It's a phone number. It's 661-535-1624. And then you look down where you type in the little message, tap in that area, and just type in one word. It's PEAK, P-E-A-K. And then tap on the little send icon, and you will be entered immediately. And we choose a winner each and every week. You'll be notified via text. We will then ask you, the winner, for your email address so we can send you the information via email. And that is it. So text the word PEAK, P-E-A-K, to the number 661-535-1624. 1624. Do that now, because we're going to come back, and first we're going to ask Shiny this amazing question, and then we're going to tell you what she has to offer for all of you. So don't go anywhere. We're far from done. Even though we are at the 6:30 hour, it's okay if we go over a few minutes, isn't it, Shiny?
It is. It is. Absolutely.
Wow, stereo. So I wanted to clarify a little more on this question. Here's the thing. There is no such thing as a wrong answer. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
In fact, it's actually the opposite. The only correct answer is your answer, because it has a personal edge to it. It's not deep personal. It's just everyone has a different answer. It's just amazing. I love what I get to do. I love this. So, are you ready?
Yes, bring it.
Here we go. Shiny Unsal, how do you define success?
Success is living my life on my own terms. That's it. Very simple. If you are able to live your life on your own terms, you are successful. That's my definition. Very easy. Simple.
And I love that. Thank you. I was writing down your answer. And here's the thing. Some get it right away. Some they ponder for a while. Yours was like, bam, I know it. And the cool thing is, no two people have answered it exactly the same way yet. And I can't believe it. I'm approaching, we're getting close to 90 shows at this point. And it's just been amazing to see what people think of success. It's very subjective,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing, actually, because success doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. I've learned that at a deep level by asking so many of you, and appreciate that. That was, like I said, the correct answer, because it was yours.
Yes.
Living life on your own terms. Was it similar to others? Maybe some, but it was not identical to any. And the interesting thing I found, in this you might find interesting, but I think you'll get it right away, Shiny, and that is because you are a successful entrepreneur, and the others I've asked the same question of were also successful people, and not one of them used a certain amount of money as their number one reason for success. Of
course, yeah.
See, you got that. Of course.
Yeah.
Now, when you're first starting out and you're not you haven't reached a level of success yet, that might be forefront on your mind, because you need money for your business to survive. So no one's being shamed here. Just know that. If you're just starting out and you're thinking, well, Brian, I got to make a buck to get to that level of success. We get it, because we've all been there. So it's okay. It's a phase. It's a stage in your maturity level toward success. And when you get closer and closer, you'll realize that serving people is the number one reason for doing what we do. And when you change your mindset to say that's it, then you make even more money. That's the beautiful thing with it.
Yeah, certainly. You're definitely right. Because when you understand that, you make a lot of money, you can make a lot of money in so many different ways. But at the end of the day, if you are not putting a wild smile on your face, then you're not successful. Let's face it. You're just not. Exactly. You are not successful. You have just made a lot of money. It's a different definition. It's a different way of living. And so my definition of success is that, do I get to live my life on my own terms? Do I get to do what I want? And yes, I am going to go through a lot of struggles. I am going to have heartaches and pains, and still they're going to be mine. I'm going to choose it. I'm going to own it. It'll be mine. It'll be my decision. Nobody is going to tell me what to do. I am going to choose it. I'm going to own it. I will be responsible for it. And that's what I call success.
Yes, it's choice. It's liberation. It's all of the above. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's so, yeah, you live and die by your own choices, not by someone else who's pulling the strings, if you're in the corporate world, as an example.
Yeah,
and, I totally get that. And so I wanted to also give you the opportunity to talk about what gift you are going to give to our audience. And there might be a due date on this. So everyone listen in close. So what I'm going to do is bring up your website here in just a moment so you can help me drive. and go ahead
Yes.
and explain what this wonderful, wonderful gift is that you have in mind for our viewers and listeners.
Okay, so everyone, I know our time is up. I was hoping to get you more content about mindset, about communication, about anything that we talked about, those 10 different disciplines. And since, time is limited, now what you can do, you can go to my website, shinyunsal.com, ShinyUnsal.com. And when you go, you're going to see my photo with my hands on my heart. And right underneath that, you're going to see the opt-in section right there with the black background where it says name and email. Please put your name and email and click on submit. And you might want to do it today, only for today, because that is the only way I will know that you are coming from Brian Kelly's show. So if you just do it today before the end of the midnight, I am going to go ahead and give you access to one of my online video courses for free.
Wow.
So you're just going to enjoy it. And you're going to crack yourself up because that's what I do when I watch myself. It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty fun. But it's what I call edutainment, right? So it's education with entertaining aspect of it. That's what you're going to do. And still, again, it's on my website, shinyunsal, ShinyUnsal.com. Just go on there and put your name and email, click submit. And that's how I will give you access to one of my online courses for free. That's what you're going to get.
I'm personally going to do that right after we get off this call. I just have to.
There you go. It's going to be for free.
I love it. Free or not. I mean, here's the thing with folks, if you look at any program online or one that you have to visit in person, consider the results that you're going to get when looking at any value. Like, let's say you say, well, I have this program. Well, how much is it? Well, I haven't told you anything about it. Well, how much is it? Okay, it's 50 grand. Well, that's too much money. Too much money for what? Well, you said it's 50 grand. That's too much money. I don't have it. But what if that 50 grand would result in 1 million in 6 months? Would it be worth it then? Oh, yeah. Well, it's all with perspective. And so what I know for a fact is the kind of work that Shiny does is actually worth well more than 50 grand, way more. Because of the results, and I've got 1/10 of the results that she provides. And so all I can say, I have no idea what you charge. It doesn't matter to me. It will just change your life forever and those around you, because they'll notice change in you and they'll react. It's amazing. So,
Oh yeah.
Look,
and a quick note on the ones who might be thinking, oh, I am too old. It doesn't work for me. I always want to bring it up.
Yes.
I worked with my mother, everyone. At the age of 60, she has transformed herself. And now she's 66, 6 years later. She is my trainer. I am so proud. She goes and teaches my Neuroshine technology in my hometown in Turkey, okay? Because she definitely experienced it herself. And she was telling me, oh, I'm just too old. It's not for me. It's for young people. You guys have the mindset. It's not about that. I promise you. And if my mom can literally do it occasionally, like on the side, and can transform herself after the age of 60, you have no excuses. You have your life, which is precious, and it can be taken away from you tomorrow. We don't know how long we're going to live. But you have today. That's why I also want you to act today. Take action. Life rewards people who take action. So I'm going to just be life. I'm going to reward the ones who are going to take action today.
I love that and totally agree. And on the flip side, I will also do a testimonial from the younger age. I brought my son to advanced trainings for NLP with me. He was 16 years old. So yes, you can be too young to go through this because you have to have a certain level of maturity to get through it. and power through it. So make sure if you're bringing, I don't know if you have requirements on that, Shiny, about the minimum age. The one I went through, they basically wanted to meet and understand and know this person before they allowed them in, because you don't want any distractions, hijinks going on with these real young ones. My son happened to be very mature, and he went through it. And I'll give you this. He came home. He has an older sister, and they were both, in the kitchen. My son set up the chairs at an angle. I'm like, is he going to do this? And he set up. So he's the change chair. She was he was the instructor. She was in the change chair, and he was taking her through an NLP process. And I literally walked out of the room because I started bawling. I was so happy.
Wow.
Instant. So youth or age.
How old was he?
16. 16.
Okay.
He actually started it when he was 15, turned 16 during. And, it was, I couldn't have been prouder, and it made a lifelong impact on him. And he shared it with someone he loved, his older sister. I was like,
God. Wow.
So
amazing.
And these are just little, I can't imagine how fulfilling for you it has been to have your own mom not only change her own life, but now she's changing others. Oh,
yeah.
And you had a big part in that. And that's got to be gratifying beyond words.
Oh, yeah. I am I'm done. I'm fulfilled.
Please, I hope you're not done. Never, Annie can never be done.
That's how it feels. It feels so fulfilling.
That's great.
Feels so amazing that I get to do this in my lifetime, because I couldn't get a chance to do it with my dad. That was the point. I couldn't do it with my dad. And it has been my reason, my mission. And that's why I'm just so grateful to my life that I was able to do it with my mom. And now I get to see her shine.
Oh, that's just awesome. It's just so awesome. And
she's literally shining. She's traveling the world with me. Wherever in November, I was in Birmingham, United Kingdom, and she came with me. I was on the stage with Gary Vaynerchuk and Grant Cardone and Russell Brand, and then she's there posing to the cameras with me, and she's just truly enjoying it.
Wow, that had to be a hoot. Oh my goodness.
So she's very happy, and I'm just so grateful that I was able to give that joy to my mother. It's just so important to be able to give back to your parents, because obviously I am who I am because of my parents.
Yeah.
And because my father is no longer in the physical life that we know. He's somewhere else, but he also is someone who gave me my life purpose and who made me own the mission to create shiny minds, because I saw the power of the mind in the opposite way with my father, because he had the dark mind towards the end of his life. He had a very dark mind. He went through a very big depression, went into alcohol and all that. So we witnessed it, and I saw how mind was just so tricky, especially when it is in a dark way.
Yeah.
And that's why I chose my name as Shiny back in 2015 when I became a citizen here in the United States. And it also is an anchor for me. It's an NLP terminology.
Yes.
I anchored Shiny as my mission on earth to create shiny minds and to represent the cosmic, the divine light in us.
Man, I'm already fulfilled. This is awesome. And I wanted to make one final comment for anyone that has gone down this path, and you look at other people that have these incredible programs that cost money. And again, I don't know, and I'm not asking you to say how much, Shiny. They can determine that on your website and through communication with you. And it really honestly doesn't matter how much it is. And here's the thing. If Shiny makes money off this and profits from it, do you think that's okay? And my answer to that is not just yes, but resoundingly yes. And I hope she makes a ton of money. And why is that? Because I know someone like Shiny will take that money and scale her business and serve more people and change more lives for the better. And she's said it multiple times already. It's not about the money. It's about the fulfillment she gets from impacting others' lives, like her mom. And it's just, I hope
350 other people that I certified as a coach and in NLP and so many others.
Let's make that 3,500. Let's
exactly.
get the word out about Shiny Unsal and her amazing shiny technology, everything that goes with it. Goodness sakes. And I think I said it wrong. It's what was the technology?
Neuroshine technology.
Thank you. Neuroshine technology. Maybe you have another name for another technology.
Yeah, shiny technology is pretty cool as well. I mean,
wow. This has been a hoot, and I don't even want to go. We've gone over 15 minutes, and I don't care. We don't have a schedule. We're not on a radio or television network. We can go forever. So another hour or two, you good with that?
I'm totally good with that.
Well, out of respect to everyone who came in that knows this is an hour-long show, Claudia,
yes.
Thank you so much. She says, my happiness is the power of my success. Yeah, it couldn't be truer. Thank you for coming on and supporting. I hope you entered to win, and I hope you are randomly selected, Claudia, and everyone else who came on that's watching. I hope you entered as well, and I hope to be able to reach out to you, have the team reach out and let you know about that wonderful prize. And more importantly, I will say this, way more important than a one-time vacation, please take Shiny up on our offer and go to shinyunsal.com and enter your name and email address on that website. And you have till midnight. So if you're uncertain about exactly how to do it, you'll see it on the video. You can go back and watch the recording before midnight on the West Coast, PST. So you have till 3 a.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so, stay up late if you need to get through it and make it happen. And so you want to go, I'll put it on the screen one last time, shinyunsal.com. Just go to that website. All you have to lose is everything. And what I mean by that is you will never progress forward unless you act and make a change in your own life. And she's offering it, come on, people, for free. And you get to get a taste of this magnificent young lady and what she can do for you on a huge scale. So you can just decide to go to the next level with her after this. And that's the beautiful thing about it. That's what I did. I kept going to the next level, and I couldn't wait. What's the next one? Show it to me. And I didn't care. Whatever it costs, I'm going to figure out a way. And, I did. It worked out, and I have zero regrets. So highly recommend you do the same with Shiny, because we want her shininess to continue to shine farther around the globe as fast as possible and to help more lives. So I appreciate you, Shiny, for coming on, spending extra time with us tonight.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, I appreciate all of you that have watched and that have interacted. Claudia says on it. She's going to be entering. Look for Claudia Costa in your email box.
Okay.
She is on it. I know so many more will. So I'm going to actually shout it out here after it's over to say, hey, you guys, you have to watch this before midnight. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. So I appreciate you, Shiny, what you're doing. Let's stay in touch for sure after this. And on behalf of this amazing young lady, Shiny Unsal, this is Brian Kelly. It's been another edition of the Mind Body Business Show. Until next time, be blessed. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Good night for now.
Keep shining.
Yes.
Thank you for watching and listening. This has been the Mind Body Business Show with Brian Kelly.